Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Family Leaders TV, where we're rebuilding homes and transforming society. My name is Tosin Opelua, and I thank you so much for joining us today. So today, I'm going to be talking about how to use Sensate Focus to restore intimacy in your relationship. I want to welcome you if you're joining us for the first time. I want to say welcome. If you put your name in the chat box, I'll give you a shout out. And I want to say, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to people who might need it. So let me quickly say this. Among men who have cheated on their spouses before, 61% are currently married. 44% of women who have cheated before are also currently married. And also 50 to 80% in another study, they rebuild the trust in their relationship after infidelity. What these statistics tells us in therapy is people don't divorce because of infidelity. The reason why people divorce is when there is no more intimacy, when there is no more emotional connection between the couples. That is where the marriage really comes to an end. So nothing destroys marriage like intimacy. And one of the problems that we actually see that cause intimacy to probably vanish in a relationship is communication. Communication. And the truth is, that communication is not about us talking to each other alone. It includes your body language. It includes understanding the body language, understanding the love language of your partner. And one of the strongest intimacy power in any relationship is actually sex. So that's why when you're having sex with people, you're having bond with them, you're bonding with them. And that's why, let me say this, by the way, people who are in a relationship with someone, and they will say, okay, so you've started sleeping with each other and you want to go and pray about it if that person is not your husband or is your husband. Of course they will tell you is your husband because you already have a bond, because you have already have a connection. So if you really don't want to have anything to do with people, don't have sex with them. I hope that is clear. So for couples who are trying to restore their relationship, I'm going to teach you how to use Sensate Focus to restore your intimacy. The first thing is that you need to know is Sensate Focus is not about having intercourse. And the essence of a Sensate Focus is actually not for you to reach orgasm. You don't have to reach orgasm when using Sensate Focus. You don't have to have anxiety about it. So the essence of this Sensate Focus by Master and Johnson, those old clinicians, they were actually the proponents of this therapy. So this is what you do. You focus on having pleasure. You focus on having pleasure. So the first thing you want to do when you're looking at Sensate Focus, number one, you have to choose the giver. So both of you can do it at the same time. So you can't, like normally in a normal romantic atmosphere, you touch this person, the other person touch you. But in Sensate Focus, and I'm saying between couples now, so in Sensate Focus, you choose who is going to be the giver at this particular time. And I want to encourage you, when choosing who is going to be the giver at this particular time, you are going to choose the person who does not enjoy the relationship. You're not going to choose the person who does not enjoy sex, or who does not enjoy the relationship. So you are going to, if you are the one that always enjoy the relationship, always enjoy the pleasure, and most of the time it is men. So the man, I will encourage you, be the one who will be the giver first. So when you're going to be the giver first, you can use anything that will tickle the person, the other person. You can use feathers. You can use a lovely oil. You can find a lovely essential oil. You can use a lovely massage oil. So what you do is you are gonna rub your hand, and so that your hand will be slippery enough to touch the parts of the other person's body. Okay, so for example, if you're using a feather, you are going to start from here. I hope you're seeing it. Okay, I'm going to move my camera. So if you're going to start from somewhere here, and then you use it to trace it down here. Remember that the essence of Sensate Focus is not to have intercourse, is for pleasure, is for restoring intimacy. So you're not going to touch the person's private part. So you are just going to touch the arm. You might also start from the face. You can start from here. You can bring it down to here without touching their private parts. Remember, you bring it here, then you touch here, then you touch here, and make it gentle and very slow. Make it gentle. So if you look at my hand, you're gonna make it very gentle. Then you bring it down here, then you stop. Remember, you're not going to touch their private parts. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to go towards their thigh. Then you also do the same thing. So you either use feathers or you use your hands. And as you do that, you watch their face for reactions, and be sure that they are enjoying it. The next thing is you are going to touch the side. You touch the side of the person, then you touch it down and make sure they're feeling it. You can also touch their palm. You can touch their feet and make sure they are enjoying it. Now, the next thing is you are going to give the feedback to them when you're done. You can actually ask them to turn their back as well, just like if you're doing the massage. Then you are going to, use the feather or your hand use it to stroke through their back. Just make sure that it tickles them enough. Now, after doing that, you are now going to give a feedback. You can do this for 15 minutes. You can do this for 10 minutes. You can do this for 30 minutes. Now, after you have done that, you are now going to ask them for a feedback. Now, when you ask them for a feedback, remember, the essence is not for orgasm. The essence is not for intercourse. You are not going to have intercourse. Because one of the reasons why I said this is because remember, you are just rebuilding intimacy in your relationship, and sometimes people don't even talk. You don't even talk about what you don't enjoy in during your sexual intimacy, and you just want to step out and find what you don't enjoy instead of you talking about what you actually don't enjoy in that relationship. So after doing that, you are now going to allow your receiver to now say, okay, so what do you enjoy about this? Then they are going to tell you what they enjoy about the exercise. So when they tell you this, you as a receiver now, you must not say anything negative. You must only say what is positive about that exercise. So you are going to tell them, okay, when you touch this place, I feel this way. When you touch this place, I feel this way. When you touch this place, I feel this way. When you touch this place, I feel this way. When you touch this place, I feel this way. Because one thing that couples need to understand is this: you need to know that the other person, in cognitive behavioral therapy, one of the things that we emphasize that people expect you to know what is going on in their head. It's not possible. The other person can know what is going on in your head. And another crucial issue is you don't even know what is going on in your head, and you can't even explain what is going on in your head. So it's very essential that you learn how you want to communicate what is going on in your head, in your mind, to this other person. And the Bible says something. It says they were naked and they were not ashamed. So it's very essential for you to know that in that relationship, you are both naked and you shouldn't be ashamed of anything. I was telling someone yesterday, I think one of my friends that we hang out together yesterday, I was telling her that when I got married, my husband, because I'm always following Pastor Bimbo. I don't know if I already know that I will be in this, in this field or in this area. But because I was raised by a single mom, and I didn't enjoy my father, I don't have the experience of having a father in my life. I, just make up my mind that I'm going to be a blessing to families out there. So when I got married, I did everything. I was following Pastor Bimbo. I was, following a lot of people. I was reading the act of marriage. I was reading a lot of books about marriage. And when we got married, I was putting everything into practice. So one day my husband said, the way you're dressing, you will soon get pregnant. And I was having like 4-month-old baby. Lo and behold, I was pregnant after, I was having a 6-month-old baby and I was pregnant again. So I want to tell you that many of these things work. So you should learn to put them to practice. Learn how to communicate how you feel to this other person. So once the sensate exercise is done, then make sure you communicate how you feel with this other person, with your spouse. Tell them how you feel, and make sure those things are very good. Make sure they are positive things. So I'm going to recap for the sake of those who joined us late. I'm going to recap. So when we are using Sensate Focus, I'm using it in terms of let me back up a bit. Sensate Focus exercise is a sex therapy exercise established by Master and Johnson. They are clinicians. They are, old time clinicians who established this. Of course, there were many criticism about this therapy, but the truth is it works. It really, really works if you do it the right way. And the essence of it is actually to reduce anxiety in relationship. If you remember, if you watch other videos, I talked about erectile dysfunction. And when men have erectile dysfunction, they have anxiety. They have anxiety when it's time for them to perform. And because every man's ego is attached to their ability to perform, no matter how important they are, no matter how wealthy they are, no matter how strong they are. If they are unable to perform, then it becomes a problem for them. Now, what about men who actually have a particular illness or something and they are unable to perform again like they used to? Remember, the act of sex is an all-round thing. It's not about intercourse alone. Sex starts from that text message, calling your spouse at work, helping your spouse in the house, and all that. Those are the things that culminate into actually sex. So for those people, for you to help them reduce anxiety, then it's essential for you to just focus on pleasure and not intercourse and nothing else, not even orgasm. Focus on having a pleasure. And how do you do that? You can use feather, you can use a oily hand, and make sure you are gentle about it and you touch this place, leave their private part out of it, their sides, their thigh, their palm, their feet. Touch those places that you can actually tickle and make them feel a lot of pleasure. That is how to do sensate focus. You just want them to really feel that feeling of enjoyment, that feeling of excitement. The more you do that, the more you build intimacy in your relationship. Trust me. The more you do that, the more you build communication, because you are going to give feedback to the other person. Or then after that, you take a turn, and now it's going to be the turn of the receiver. So if you are the one that received the other time, then you take a turn and you will be the giver the next time. You can do it the following day. So you have like a date, and your mind is always there that, okay, so on this date, the next thing I'm going to be the giver. So you try it. I'm going to teach the next step. If I have the time during the week, I'll teach the next step. If not, maybe next week Sunday, I'm going to teach the next step that you move on to in this Sensate Focus exercise. If you have the courage, you go try it. If you're married, and come back and tell me how you feel, how it works, how it goes. So that is it for today, and I'll see you next week. Before then, keep becoming a better you, because things actually work when we work it. And I will see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And I will see you next week. Bye for now.